So today I'm going to show you my strategy, exactly how I cook the London session every single day, using the volume profile and a few ICT concepts. So in my last video I showed you how to catch the continuation trades. As you can see, this was the trade here, blah blah blah. You can watch the video if you want, and this is the trade we ended up catching. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to trade pretty much the same strategy, but how to catch the reversal side of things. So again, let's get straight into it. The first thing you want to do is you want to wait for the manipulation. So the manipulation is going to be the initial move. So this move up here. And you want to be careful. Don't get in too early. This is where everyone goes wrong. And especially, this is a tip, do not get in before the Asia high or the Asia low is swept. If you're getting in before the Asia high or low is swept, you're just asking to be liquidated. So that is step one, is you wait for the initial move, okay? You want to wait for this initial bullish move, or it could be bearish. And then essentially what we want to do after the manipulation move is wait to see if the buyers or the sellers are in control. And again, just like our other one, we're going to use the volume profile. So we're going to use the tool just up here where your buy and sell tool is on TradingView. And you're going to draw it on the low all the way up to the high. So you can do it on the low to the high, or you can do it on the start of the Asia session to the high. It's up to you. I tend to do it on the low to the high when we have a clear one singular distribution move, because this is the main move that we're interested in seeing who is actually controlling. And you can see when we do our volume profile on the other one, you can see it was clear that the buyers were in control because the max volume point was along here, where obviously just before the buy move took place. Whereas in this move, you can see the max volume is along this line here, which tells us that after this initial move up here, the sellers have now regained control and we are looking for reversals. Now, the reason that is because we have just swept a decent part of our liquidity that we're looking for, which is the Asia high. So we've swept the Asia high, which shows that this move here was manipulation in order to reverse. So this is just stopping out the early sellers and inducing people to get into buys when really they shouldn't be buying. Again, all you got to do is draw on the volume profile and it will show you that. And instantly, as soon as you see that, there's no way that you're going to be looking for buyers, because you can blatantly see here that after our liquidity is taken, the sellers are clearly in control. We're getting a lot of volume from this point here. And as you can see, the sellers are in control, we're looking for reversals. The buyers are in control, you're looking for continuations. Now, this is where it actually differs from the other video I made. This is when the reversal strategy, we have actual different ways to get in the trade versus the previous video. So essentially, after we've had our confirmation that the sellers are in control and we're looking for reversals, you want to wait for one of these confirmations, one of these reversal confirmations. So two of them are using the 5 minute, one of them is using the 1 minute. So first of all, we want to look for a 5 minute fair value gap in our desired direction. So obviously we're looking at reversals back down. So we want to look for a bearish fair value gap. All we're looking for it to do is just to form. We don't need it to tap in or anything. All we need to do is look for it to actually form, which is super easy. The other thing that we want to look for potentially is an inversion fair value gap on the 5 minute, which is essentially the same as this, but just the opposite way round. So here you can see we've got a bullish fair value gap, which has actually been disrespected. Now, the reason why these are good as well is because if we're looking at reversals back down, it's good to see that our bullish points of interest are getting disrespected. So we've got a bullish point of interest here, and obviously if we were to continue this bullish trend that we're currently in, then the market would just accept this area and then continue higher, breaking out these highs, right? We should just continue higher. However, when price sort of stutters around and then closes below, it disrespects this bullish area, and for us it tells us that reversals are very likely to now come through. And then finally, the other thing you want to look for is a 1 minute market structure shift. So essentially when we have a low broken against the current trend. So you can see here we're breaking highs, breaking highs, breaking highs, and then we see this big move down, which then breaks low. Again, confirming that this bullish trend here is now over and we're actually in a bearish trend now. So for this specific trade, we actually had a 5 minute fair value gap and we had a 1 minute market structure shift. So that is good enough for what we want. Again, all we need is one of these reversal confirmations and we're ready to get into the trade. So now in terms of your entry, you want to put your entry on top of the fair value gap. You want to put your stop loss on the high and you want to put your TP on the Asia low. Now, the most important part of this is the take profit. Now, the take profit is in the same point every single time, as is the stop loss, as is the entry. But the reason I want to break down the take profit is because it's just using a really good confirmation that we use, which is essentially the Asia high and low. So as you lot probably know, you probably know this, you might not, but the Asia session is the session which accumulates. And the London session is a session which manipulates, okay? And then the New York session is going to have the main move of the day, the big, most bullish move, or most bearish, most bullish move, whatever it's going to be. Now, the reason why this is really, really easy for us to trade is because manipulation, we're going to take certain points every time. So what we typically do during the London Open is sweep the Asia high and then come down to the Asia low. Or alternatively, we're going to sweep the Asia low and then come up to the Asia high. Price is just going to be absolutely like a magnet to these points, to the Asia high and to the Asia low during the London Open. It goes all the way back to what we said at the start, which is why you don't want to get in before this initial move, because like you want to wait for the Asia high or the Asia low to get swept, and then we look for the trade, because price is just going to be absolutely magnetized to either this high, this low, or both. Obviously, when we're looking for reversals, we see both. When we're looking for continuations, you can see we just get magnetized towards the high, and then we get the retracement move like that. So that is why the take profit is so important, and why you want to actually wait for the Asia low or the Asia high to get taken. And it just gives us a really, really nice confluence that our TP is going to get hit, because as we said, after we take this high, we're going to be magnetized down to the Asia low as long as we've got our volume confirmation. And that is exactly what you can see here. So price, again, we had that initial move. We then had our fair value gap where we entered on the top, stop loss on the high, TP on the Asia low, and then we managed to catch a really nice trade. And as you can see here, this is the proof of the trade for GU. I actually took this on my Alpha Capital Group funded account, on my 200k account, which actually allows you to use very high lot size, like 40 lots, whilst also remaining a pretty low risk. So I only risked about 1% on this trade. It gave me about a 4 RR, which obviously turned out to an 8k payout, which is really nice, and that's really all you need. You only really need one of these trades a week, if not one of these trades a month, in order to really have a living off of trading. And then it's just about stacking and scaling funded accounts. But I can go more into the actual how I place trades and what accounts I use in order to make decently high returns like this. But for now, just take these two concepts that I've two strategies, that I've taught you, and just work on them, man, because they are very, very powerful. And the beauty of it, the reason why I like this strategy so much, is because, as we said, we've got our continuation strategy, and we've also got our reversal strategy. So whichever market condition appears to us, we're going to easily be able to trade it. The only thing you've really got to do is wait for your Asia high or your Asia low to be swept. And then, as we said, for both, is just draw on your volume profile to see, are the sellers in control or are the buyers in control? And that is pretty much the strategy, chat. So if you did enjoy this video, then drop a comment on the video and comment Alpha Capital, or comment, comment Alpha, and I'll make a video on how you can actually take trades on these big account sizes like I do, on these 200k, 100k accounts, and make big returns like 8k. So yeah, appreciate you tuning in, boys. Again, I do trade this strategy every single day live, and both of these trades that I made case studies on, I did catch them live with everyone watching. So this strategy, I trade it from 7 to 10 a.m. on live, and then obviously the exact same as this trade here, 7 to 10 a.m. we trade it on live, just to show that what we trade actually does work. And we do trade it day in, day out. So I appreciate you, man, watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one, boys. Peace.